Hey everyone, so big news. We know the gender of our baby. um, and I will share that with you in this next little clip. So as you can see, we're having a boy and we're so excited. We actually found out at the doctor's appointment we had an early, it was actually a fairly early genetic scan, anatomy scan. That's what I'm looking for, anatomy scan. I don't know why they scheduled me so early. They didn't mean to, I guess. And so they were like, well, we'll have to have you come back, which, okay, it's not a big deal. I think our insurance will cover the ultrasound. I'm hoping and praying they will. But yeah, we were like, well, at least we can find out the gender and then share with our girls and the family what we're having. And so as you can tell, Cora doesn't really show much reaction in the video because she kind of knew all along we were having a boy. She said from the very beginning, I think it's a boy, Mom. And so she wasn't really surprised. But Addison had, even though she really truly wanted a brother, she had convinced herself it was a girl. And I think part of it was to protect herself just from being disappointed, which she would have been fine if it had been a girl. Actually, it's red put lipstick on. Oh well. But she just wouldn't have been super. She just wanted a brother. And to be honest, we wanted a son. So that's not that surprising. I look so tired today, you guys. Look at my eyes. They're so baggy. It's been a very long week, and I will get into that in a minute. So anyway, we're thrilled. We're just so thrilled. We're at the gender, or when we were at the in the ultrasound, she didn't say a whole lot throughout the whole process because I know she can't say much. But like, she didn't tell us, like, when she would tell us, like, she's like, oh, here's the arm, or here's the leg, or here's its profile. But she would never, like, she never told us when she was looking at the gender parts. And I don't know if that was just because she wanted to protect herself from, and just be sure. But she got done with it and she said, and she's clearly on the head, like she's spent a lot of time looking at the brain. And she's clearly on the head, so I know she's not looking at the gender. And so I wasn't expecting her to. I'm like, maybe she's going to do that at the very end and go, like, scan down. There was one point in the video when I was like, I think I see something. I think I see a boy part. I'm like, but I can't really tell if that's between the legs or not. I said, I think it is because I could see the cord going into the stomach, and then there was another lump between the legs. But I wasn't. I'm like, oh, she didn't say anything, so I thought, well, I must be wrong. And then, next thing I know, she says, well, I think I know the gender. And Nick and I were like, what? She said, yeah. She said, back here. And so she scrolls up to this picture that I'd seen. She said, that looks like a boy part. And I'm like, oh, that's what I thought. And so she said, we're going to double check. So she went and she did another scan and she said, yeah. She said, there's too much down there to be a girl. So that was fun. So we were really surprised and really shocked, to be honest. I mean, like I'd mentioned in my last video, I was carrying differently. Like, everything has been different about this pregnancy, but there were a lot of things that were different with Corley's pregnancy. So that really wasn't like anything shocking. Like, I'm like, I can't really go on anything with that because I thought for sure Cora was a boy. And so I really wasn't making any major predictions. And deep down inside, I was saying to myself, I feel like this is a boy. And it was to the point when I would even accidentally call it a he. And Nick would be like, what? Why are you saying he? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know why I'm saying he. Like, I honestly have no idea because it would be a habit to say she, not he. So I think deep down I was really thinking it was a boy, but I was, I don't know. I don't know if I didn't want to get his hopes up or my hopes up for a boy. And it's, like I said, we would have been so thrilled with another girl. But I don't think it's wrong for us to want a son. I don't think that's wrong. We would have definitely loved having a third girl. And it would be different because there's going to be 6 years between our youngest and our second and our middle child. So things will be different and we'll raise them differently. So it would have been great. And it could still be a girl. I mean, we could still go in and be like, hey, we were wrong. And that's okay too. So I'm not trying to be like super negative because first of all, I'm just so thrilled that the baby is healthy and that I've actually been able to carry a baby this far. It's been amazing. So hopefully you don't think I'm sounding really negative about this because we would have been happy either way. Anyway, so our anatomy scan went really well because it was so early, and I said, I don't know why she scheduled, or my doctor scheduled me so early, why he did. He said, I don't know, I made a mistake or something. I do have to go back in 8 weeks just to double check things. Like they could see everything, but like the kidneys were a little fuzzy because it couldn't get a clear picture. It wasn't because there was anything wrong with the kidneys necessarily, but because the baby was only 17 weeks, 6 days, and not 18 weeks or 19 weeks or 20 weeks or whatever they want to do. She said, I just want to make sure that everything's fine before, the baby's born. And then they could see the heart really well, and they could see 4 chambers, but they couldn't get a good look at the 4th chamber. I want to make sure the 4th chamber was working correctly. So there again, it was just fuzzy. Couldn't get a clear picture of it. Plus, he was like curled up and he was like a ball. His hands are always in front of his face, so we don't really have any good pictures. And he had like, and then when she would go to look at something else, he would move his arms down there. He was just a little wiggle worm. He was moving like crazy, which is really fun, really exciting, really comforting. So yes, that was, the big part of our week. The other part is I've had a ton of round ligament pain. I had it's been to the point where, and I've had, on top of that, I've had sciatica. So I've had sciatica in my back, and I've had round ligament under my belly, my upper legs. So when I sneeze or when I move a certain way, it hurts. And my doctor said it's pretty normal, especially when you get older, your ligaments don't stretch as easily. So that's why I'm feeling round ligament pain and sciatica so much earlier, is because, oh yeah, I had a birthday. I'm 35 now. So there's that. I turned 35 on the 22nd of October. So I'm just older, which is fine. I have had many friends who have had babies at this age. Anyway, I'm looking around trying to see. I had some things I was going to share. But anyway. As far as other symptoms, heartburn has really... In fact, I have hardly had any heartburn this whole pregnancy, and this week it has just taken off. It has been to the point where I finally went out and bought some Tums. And I'm so sensitive to textures and foods right now that I had to get the it's almost like a Mento, where it's the chewy center and has the candy coating on the outside. Those are the only ones that I can handle eating that don't make me throw up. The other thing is I had my, what I've been wanting to eat has been anything but sweets. Every once in a while I have a moment where I'm like, hey, maybe I could have a sweet right now. That kind of sounds good. But most of the time, it's bland foods. Bread with butter sounds really good right now because it's the only thing that sounds like it will stay down. I've had a lot of soups. I've had a lot of plain chicken, pulled chicken. Every once in a while I'll feel like a hamburger, but anything sweet is just bleh to me. Bleh, so gross. On my birthday, my husband bought me, he was so sweet, he bought me cupcakes, and I'm like, I just can't do it. I cannot eat them. So I had a bite of a cupcake and that was it. So that's fine. At least it means that I haven't gained hardly any weight. Excuse me. I think I've gained, in the last month and a half, I gained a pound or 2. Which is good for me. Because I usually gain a lot of weight with my pregnancies. Anyway, what else can I share? We have been, I should share this. So Wednesday night, my appointment was Thursday, the 24th of October. Wednesday night we got this like massive snowstorm. So my husband and it was supposed to last until like Thursday afternoon. So my husband and I drove down the night before, which was very stressful because I had to get my girls ready to go to a friend's house because they had to go to school on Thursday. So this is like a last minute decision. Like came home from a work party and I was like, we probably need to leave now. So I called my friend and I was like, can you take them? She said yes. She was so thankful. I was so thankful that she's so awesome. Anyway, went home, packed everything they needed for the night, for the next day, and for school, their snack, things like that. And then I packed our stuff, my stuff and Nick's stuff, and then we had to try and find a hotel because our doctor's about an hour and a half away in Good Roads. And so I found a hotel, we went down, and then of course the snow starts and we have it's like a mountain pass that we have to go through it's like a canyon really is what it is. We have to drive through a canyon, down a canyon to get to where we need to go. And it was completely snow-packed, slick as ice. I mean, there's ice on the bottom and then snow on top. It was so scary slick. And then the visibility became really bad. Roads were clear after that, but the visibility was terrible. So it took us 3 hours to get to our hotel, which we're glad we went because my appointment was like early in the morning. And so that was a little bit stressful, but that whole process like sent my stress level through the roof and started giving me I've been having some Braxton Hicks contractions. I asked my doctor, he says it's fine because when you've had so many pregnancies, you just know what they feel like. So you feel them earlier. He says it's not that you hadn't been having them earlier, you just feel them earlier when you've had this many pregnancies. I'm like, okay, that's good to know. And my sciatica started acting up in my back. So because of those contractions, I don't know if it was like pulling, plus I was sitting and I was stressed and I was like, we were tense. But I was really worried that I was going to have to go to the hospital because I was super afraid that I was having labor. It was really scary, but it ended up being nothing. Once I calmed down, I was fine. But the next day when I had my scan, we went to the doctor after our scan, and turns out I have like scary high blood pressure, scary high. He told me, I was afraid I was going to be hospitalized, to be honest. He told me that it wasn't quite stroke level, but it was pushing pretty close. So he's put me on blood pressure medicine on top of everything else that I had to take this pregnancy. So I'm taking now like 7 or 8 pills a day. It's kind of insane. So anyway, that was scary. So I have to go back this week to do another check on my blood pressure. And I'm going to have to do a 24-hour urine collection at school too. Oh my gosh, it's going to be terrible. I have a hat and a bucket that I'm going to be pouring it into. And I have to go turn it in. And so I just have to be really careful with my blood pressure. Oh, excuse me. Ugh. I have to be really careful with my blood pressure because if the medicine doesn't bring it down, then I'm going to be put on bed rest. And I teach kindergarten. So I don't want to try and have to find a sub for the rest of the school year because that's what's going to end up happening. It's way too early for me to be put on bed rest at this point. And if it happens, it happens. I'm more concerned about my baby's health and my health than I am. I mean, I love my students, don't get me wrong, but I have a sub lined up already, and she has said she will jump in whenever needed. And so I already know that they will be in good hands. So that isn't a concern for me, actually. It's just, if my doctor feels like that's where I need to go, then that's what's going to happen. So I just need to be mentally prepared for that, just in case we get there. I did get a urine sample done, but I was only 18 weeks, so he said it's really too early to know if it's preeclampsia. There were trace amounts of protein in it, but not enough to, be scary. So that's been another really big new thing. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. This is a lot of TMI. I've had super sensitive nipples, like it's painful. Even when I wear a bra, like, oh, it hurts. So when I'm home, I just take it off. I know it's bad, but it's not bad to take a bra off. And I mean, it's weird to talk about it. Anyway, it'll be fine. It'll be really fine. I'm just hoping that passes because I'm not loving that part of it. And I do have abnormally large ones. I shouldn't share this information. Let me just say it this way. Nursing has never been an issue for me. My kids latch the minute they're born because I'm just made really well to nurse. So I'll just put it that way. Okay. Any other symptoms I've had besides being super sick? There's been a few days I've been sick all day. I just think it's my life. I may never grow out of it. It might just be how it is. I have been planning the nursery, and I think we're going to do like a rustic woodland theme in here. Like I mentioned in my last video, my husband's obsessed with moose, so that's fun. We'll do something like that. So I've been planning it out. I think we're going to go down to the hill today. That's what we call when we go down the mountain. To town, basically. And I think we're going to go look at like a new rocking chair or a glider. Our rocking chair we had in here before was so big and oversized. It's too big for this room. Our room is not very big. I did buy this sign when I was pregnant with my last one. So I might put that one up. It says "Welcome to the World." Hopefully you can read that. It was like $3.60 on clearance at Hobby Lobby. So we'll do that in the nursery. Other than that, I don't think I have a whole lot else to share. I guess I can show you some things that we bought besides those, and then I'll show my tummy. I did buy this cute little fox because we're doing a woodland theme. He was $7 at Ross. I really liked him. I did buy some things. I bought these before I knew I was having a girl. So this would have been our theme if, I think it's upside down. If we'd had a girl, this would have been our theme. So it's just a woodland girl theme, which is really fun. And then I just bought some like soap and water wipes and some things. I've started stocking up on things like that. And we'll just continue to buy like diapers and wipes. Probably won't be cloth diapering with this baby for a couple reasons. First of all, my husband accidentally gave away all our cloth diapers. So if I want a cloth diaper, I have to start over. Which I was so disappointed, but it was a part of life. It is what it is, and we're going to be putting them in daycare, and the daycare provider probably doesn't want to deal with cloth diapers anyway. So I also forgot I bought these little booties. They're so cute. Our baby will be born in March, but and these are actually bigger sizes, so these will probably fit come like October. We live in the mountains. It's cold year round, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, I think that's it for this update. I will show you my tummy. It's big. It's big and round. At least it's lower. Oh, and that's the other thing. The baby the head is like way down here, like really close to my cervix. So it's another thing we're keeping an eye on. So anyway, here we go. So here's the baby at 18 weeks. 18 weeks pregnant. So I haven't grown an exceeding amount in the last 4 weeks. So that's good. So I guess that means I grew really fast and now it's slowing down. So I'm looking more well balanced, I guess. But anyway, that's it for this update. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that. And for those of you who are, thanks for sticking around with me. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.